Our world and its environment are changing as we speak. With the increase of cars, air travel, and industry, we are releasing more harmful emissions to our atmosphere than ever before. The cost of goods and services continues to increase as the number of human consumers grows exponentially. The average American individual will consume 120 pounds of natural resources and throw away about 3.5 pounds of trash each day. A student at Sam Houston State will have left approximately 5,000 pounds of trash over the course of an undergraduate degree. This refuse is sent to a landfill or burned, two processes that we know cause harm to our air, environment, and everything that depends on both. Our questions are, is recycling worth the tedious effort? And how many people at SAM are actually doing it? We interviewed various teachers and organizations to gain a general consensus on public involvement and attitude regarding recycling.
Personal interest in recycling. Personal interest. I'm not particularly interested in recycling. As a libertarian, I find it to be something that I can choose to do. In a democracy, I can choose to do it or not to do it. So I choose absolutely not to do it. I think that individuals should be given the choice about whether they want to be involved in recycling. I appreciate the fact that the state of Texas and the county of Walker County allows me to make the choice about what I do with my waste. And so everything that comes into my house, I put in the waste stream and send it to a landfill, because that's absolutely the economically best thing for me to do. It increases the profit I make and makes my money go farther, gives me more choices. I can buy more things, which I can then put in the waste stream, the waste material in the waste stream too. It's a way to increase my personal gain by doing the thing that is economically best for me as a person. I think that supposing that human beings have a responsibility to something greater than themselves, the community, the environment, the planet, solar system, galaxy, universe. I think proposing that we have a responsibility to something outside of our own bodies and our own property, I find that idea preposterous. I think it presumes that there is something else in the universe besides ourselves, and clearly there isn't. I am the center of my universe, and therefore I should be allowed to do anything I want with anything that is not, that doesn't negatively, that doesn't acutely, clearly, obviously negatively affect those people around me. That is, I can swing my fist as long as where I can swing my fist ends at your nose. Therefore, since there is a way for me to legally dispense and dispose of all of the waste material, fecal, urine, plastic, glass, steel, aluminum, gases emitted by my body, gases emitted by my car, since there's a legal way for me to just merely get them out of my space, economically viable way for me to do that, since money is the end-all and be-all of my existence, that's what I choose to do. And so my concerns end at the trash bin, not the recycle bin. We would never have any recycle bins. Those would take up room in our utility room. We put them in our trash bin, and I pay a very reasonable price for our trash. As a matter of fact, my cost for disposing of waste is not even based on volume. We live in the country, and so the cost to dispose of everything that comes into the house that we don't eat is thrown away. That material, I don't even pay by volume or mass. I think he just comes once a week, and any cans we have at the curb he takes. So it's extremely economically viable for me to throw everything I can possibly throw away into the landfill that this truck then goes to every week. So.
do curbside recycling. In our neighborhood, we have curbside recycling, and so we do that. If we happen to have stuff in the car, like water bottles or things of the sort, we'll take it from wherever we are and bring it back home to recycle it. Yes, I do. I remember, this is a funny story, back in the early 90s when recycling started to become popular, there is a pair of shoes I bought that were made completely of recycled materials, and so they were black in color, and the soles were made out of recycled tires and everything. It was the coolest shoes, and now you see a lot more products today made out of recycled stuff, and so yes, I think it's important. I think we're seeing more of it, and that's a good thing, because then less resources will be used.
We recycle at home. We recycle through the sort of, I guess, standard recycling options that are available through the city of Huntsville. So we haul our plastics and all the stuff that they will recycle. We haul it to the recycling center north of town. In addition to that, I recycle motor oil, petroleum products, things like that. Well, yes, I do. I'm skeptical about, in the big picture of renewable resources, I'm skeptical about how much community recycling actually does, but I'm all for it. I don't know, I sort of put my trust in the people in government who make the decisions that this is worthwhile, even though I'm skeptical about how much good it really does whenever individuals put plastic in bags and take it to recycling centers. I just don't know whether that really adds up to an enormous factor in the whole global question of renewable resources. But since I don't know for sure, I'm not a scientist, I take the word of people who seem to suggest that this is worth my while. So I willingly spend a lot of effort, not a lot, I don't mean a lot of effort, but I'm very careful about recycling what can be recycled here in town. I don't throw away any plastics or anything that they recycle. We're very careful at home about that sort of thing, and so I guess I just trust the word of people who tell me that it's worth our collective while to do this.
The bottom line is that we throw out too much, and this causes three problems: increasing disposal costs, more air pollution, and more water pollution. You see, trash service isn't really free. Each city or town uses tax money to pay for it. Plus, each year in many towns, people are throwing more and more away. Eventually, taxes have to be raised to keep up with these costs. Trash is one of the biggest budget items a city can have. Usually we pay to have it picked up at the curb, then pay again to buy weight to have it processed. Where does our trash go anyway? There are two ways to manage solid waste. Bury it in a landfill or a dump, or burn it in an incinerator. Here in Texas, about half of our trash goes to landfills, and half goes to incinerators. Some people mistakenly believe that when you put your trash out at the curb, it magically disappears or goes away, but that's not really true. Buried trash in a landfill can take thousands of years to break down or decompose, especially metal or plastic. So landfills quickly fill up. Modern landfills are lined with plastic to prevent liquid waste from polluting groundwater or well water. But sometimes leaks still happen. No lining is perfect. So a landfill can pollute water. The other option is to burn trash. This has some advantages since you can make electricity from the heat, and it does reduce the size or mass of the garbage. But we still have the ash to dispose of, which often contains toxic materials or compounds. This too must be sent, guess where? A landfill. Another concern is air pollution coming out of the incinerator smokestack. Even with strict environmental laws, smokestacks still pollute the air. So you can see that the problem of trash never really goes away. What's the answer? Follow the 3 R's. First, reduce the amount of stuff you throw out in the first place by choosing products with less packaging. Second, reuse an item whenever possible, like writing on both sides of your notepaper. Thirdly, recycle as much as you can. Texas is a large state with a massive amount of people. Each year we throw out more and more trash than the year before. This means we're running out of space in our landfills and incinerators. How does recycling happen? When we recycle our trash, it's taken to special factories where new products are made out of old, like turning used glass bottles into new, or newspapers into shoeboxes, and plastic bottles into fleece jackets. Even our food waste can be recycled by composting it and turning it into fertilizer. Did you know that you can recycle up to 50% of your household trash? And if you compost, then you can recycle up to 80% of your trash. The material is separated, baled, and sold to companies that make new products. So now you can see, recycling is good for business and good for the environment. A little effort can really make a big difference.